On risk mitigation, which is a part of our biosafety series. Risk mitigation constitutes the second stage of the process of management of biological risk. Mitigation follows through from assessment and involves the application of specific controls for the reduction of risk to a manageable level. In order to manage risk, we adopt two management strategies. The first involves PDCA, or Plan, Do, Check and Act. During the PDCA cycle, we first plan a control to mitigate a risk. We apply the control, we assess the suitability of the control, and we modify the control as required. This is a cyclical process which focuses on continuous quality improvement. The second approach which needs to be incorporated is the SMART approach. Any control should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. Let us look at containment, which is essentially a control. Among the types of containment, we have primary containment, which involves a series of measures that are designed or developed with the intention of protecting the user from the biological hazard. Secondary containment, on the other hand, constitutes a series of measures which are developed or designed with the intention of protecting the environment from the biological hazard. Risk mitigation is dependent on controls. Controls are the measures which are put into place in order to mitigate the risk posed by a biological agent. There are 5 controls. The first is elimination, the administrative decision to eliminate the risk by not performing any kind of manipulation of the biological hazard. Elimination can be resorted to in the case where the pathogen is too dangerous to manipulate outside a confined working environment, and if the pathogen poses a risk that cannot be mitigated by the application of the available controls. The second control involves substitution, which is essentially the administrative decision to substitute a biological agent with one which poses a lower degree of risk to the user and to the environment. This may involve, for instance, the usage of a viral strain which is attenuated and less virulent as compared to the native viral strain. The third control is engineering control. Engineering controls are basically the architectural and engineering features which reduce the risk of exposure to the biological agent. This may involve the usage of HEPA filters, biological safety cabinets, or airflow, which mitigates the risk posed by exposure to a pathogen or biological agent. Personal protective equipment is another control. This involves the physical barriers which reduce the risk of exposure of the laboratory worker to the biological hazard. Personal protective equipment may take the form of gloves, masks, gowns, or other measures which protect the skin or the respiratory tract from exposure to the biological agent. Finally, we have administrative controls. Administrative controls are the documented procedures and practices which have developed and implemented and improved with the sole intention of reducing the risk posed by biological agents to the laboratory worker and to the environment. All of these 5 controls work in tandem and are necessary to mitigate the risk posed by biological agents. Thank you for watching this module on risk mitigation. Be biosafe.